Hey, what's up? What's up? Dave here from Dave's Fitness Psychology. So, today's video, I want to basically drill this in people's heads, okay? Because this is very, very important. All right. Today's video is going to be about why you should focus on your health, okay? Why you should focus on your health. Now, let me ask you a question, okay? And think very hard about this. What is the number one reason for bankruptcy in America today? Okay. Oh, another one. And what is the number one profitable industry in America today? Hmm? Do you know? All right. If you don't, I'll tell you. If you do, congratulations. But the number one reason for bankruptcy in America today is because of medical expenses. Now, question number two. The number one profitable industry in America today is the medical industry. Yeah, coincidence, right? Surprising as well. So, with that being said, as you already know, people are trained to trust in doctors. We've been trained by media to trust people with licenses, with certifications, because they went to school for it, and that's everything. You go to school for something, you get a certification, a piece of paper showing that you know this information. That means you're qualified to do it, right? So that means you're able to just cure everything and help everybody, right? Now, the reason why I say they're the number one industry in America today is because it's not like how it used to be. Back then, in the medical field, people actually worried about people's health. They're worried about patients. They're worried about, making sure they get the most possible care, the best possible care ever. It wasn't based on a business aspect, on how much you can extract from this one person before they croak. If you look at it, every doctor you go to, just listen to what they say. They primarily focus their business on treatments and treating individuals, not curing. That word does not exist in the medical field. Curing is impossible. Treatment is everything. Whenever you have cancer, they want to treat the issue. Whenever you have diabetes, they want to treat the issue. Whatever disease or cancers you have, they want to treat the issue. Hold on. Woo! I got scared for a minute. There's a cop. I'm parked near a hydrant, and person came. I think he's gonna give me a ticket. But anyways, get back to this knowledge. Get back to this information. All right. They want to treat every single thing. Everything. They never want to cure anything. Okay? If you was to get a cut on your finger, right? A cut. And the doctor says you need to be on Band-Aids for the rest of your life. Just think about this. Every day you need to clean your thing, or multiple times a day, you need to clean your issue, your wound, and put a Band-Aid on it, right? Every single day. And you have to stay on this forever, because if you don't, you bleed out and you die, right? That makes you think, why isn't this not healing itself properly? Because you already know that once you get a cut, eventually it closes. You know that. But now the doctor told you, if you get a cut, it won't close. You have to properly clean it and then put a Band-Aid on it for the rest of your life. Just think about how much money in Band-Aids and tissue you're going to go through, right? Oh, but wait, you have insurance. People that have insurance are covered, right? But only for as long as you keep your job. Sometimes the insurance you do have is not good enough. It doesn't provide you with all the bells and whistles. It doesn't cover 100% of everything, right? Yeah, so now what happens when you lose your job? You lose your insurance. When you lose your insurance, you might as well say you lost your life, because your life is dependable on somebody else's knowledge. You have to focus and all your attention on going to that person, providing them with your insurance information. Oh, but now you don't have insurance, so now you're dead in the water. If you can't pay that person does not want to heal you. And that's what's pretty messed up. There's like the insurance business and the medical business are in cahoots. This is my opinion. This is what I've researched and found out, because before the doctor even sees you, they want information of what insurance provider you have, right? How come the doctor's not focusing on healing you first and worrying about that after? You're in dire need. You're about to probably die. You're bleeding out on the table. What's his insurance information? I don't feel like that's fair. But now, going back to the issue I was telling you about the Band-Aids. See, we already know that you're able to cure and heal yourself through a cut, right? A wound that you get, because we've seen it with our own eyes. We've seen that a cut is temporary. It's not forever. Just like diseases and cancers, it's temporary. It's not forever. You're not automatically on Band-Aids for the rest of your life after you get a cut on your finger. Your body heals itself and it goes away. You get a nice little boo-boo, but it goes away. And eventually, probably the coloring covers up the scar, and that's it. But we all haven't been trained to understand that if you get a certain disease or a cancer, it can be reverted back naturally, right? We've been taught that, oh, you have to go through radiation, chemo, drugs. Why? It's lucrative. It's profitable. That's how they make money. From what I researched, this is what it is. In America, you cannot go the holistic route. You cannot cure yourself through natural remedies. If you look at the word diabetes, listen to the word diabetes. In there, you hear the word diet. So obviously, you got the issue through diet. Whatever issue caused your diabetes to get there, you revert it going the opposite direction. If you ate bad foods to give yourself diabetes, you eat the right foods to get yourself out of diabetes. That's it. As simple as that. But being that it's the first time you're catching diabetes, or if somebody else caught diabetes, or if you're even born with diabetes, being that this is your first time experiencing the issue, you have no knowledge of it, you have to go seek somebody that's certified to teach you what to do with your body, right? Knowing that everybody's different. Everybody is different. Every single person is unique. Just like you got a different fingerprint, even a twin. Like, I'm having twins. My wife is pregnant now. And I already know that they're going to be different. They're going to have different fingerprints. They're going to be different heights, most likely. They're going to probably look alike. Probably not. But something about them is always going to be different. A lot of things about them is always going to be different. Even comes down to personality is going to be different. There's never two things alike. You got to remember that. So everybody is treated differently. One thing that works for one person does not work for another person. Just like when it comes to fitness, you cannot do the same workout regimen somebody else is doing. You can't do a cookie cutter process and expect the results. You can't say, oh, I'm doing this 5x5 program, whatever it is, and how come I don't look like this person? You got to incorporate a lot of factors. Metabolism. You got to incorporate activity level. You got to incorporate hormone regulations. You got to incorporate so many things in order to get to the end result. But without that, you will not, and I mean you will not get to the goal that you need to if you sit there and worry about the next person. And that's what people don't realize. So, you have to focus on eating the right foods now. If you don't focus on the right foods, like say, for instance, people tend to buy things that's very cheap to get the most amount of quantity from, right? But they never worry about quality. I love worrying about quality rather than quantity, because with quality, it nips everything in the bud right then and there. For instance, if you buy cheap foods that's very sugary, it constantly makes you hungry. But if you buy good quality foods, it's probably a little bit more expensive that actually feeds the body the minerals and the vitamins that it needs. It stops hunger. You don't focus on hunger because your body is getting what it needs. When you're hungry, that's your body telling you your body is starving. Your cells are starving for vitamins and minerals. But buying the cheap stuff causes you to constantly be hungry. So in the long run, the cheaper the stuff are, the harmful it is to your body, the more reliable you are to your doctor, and the more insurance you have to pay when you're older. Do you hear that cycle? It just keeps going worse, worse, worse. Like, you worry about spending the least amount of money now, which will cause you to spend the most amount of money in the future. There's a paradox about it. Whatever you focus on now has a negative opposite effect in the future. That's just how it goes. Just like the Band-Aid situation I just told you. If you sit there and worry so much about, if you sit there and you spend so much money on Band-Aids, tissue, and all that stuff just to make sure that this cut does not bleed out, and your insurance stop providing for it, you're going bankrupt. And then from that point on, you're basically, if you can't provide for your life because you have a medical issue that was caused through diet, what's going in your mouth, and you can't get treatment, seek out treatment from a medical professional in the medical industry, they just leave you out to the waters. You become in debt because you can't pay these things. They don't want nothing to do with you, which sucks. It really sucks. This is why I say you gotta focus on your health. Look at my shirt. Let's see. I forgot I had the shirt on. I love this shirt because I made it. What does it say? Fitness to business. All right. Years ago, I realized that everybody has a business. We are not trained to focus on the number one business we've been provided with at a very young age. We've been taught to let other people provide this business or help run this business for us, which is, in my opinion, the most, I'm gonna just come out and say the most dumbest thing ever. Because if you don't teach somebody how to live efficiently and survive, right, then that means they're very reliant to you, which is wrong. Because now if you're not giving them the proper and most optimal things for them to help sustain life, then what are you doing? You're hurting them in the long run, and that's not fair. This is why I focus on health, and this is why you should focus on health too. Focus on foods you need to eat. Focus on mindset. Focus on, self-development, not self-destruction. You have to learn about personal development. Learn about yourself. Because if you don't manage yourself and you try to manage other people, people tend to see that. You gotta know how to work this business before you try working other businesses. Because without working this one first, you're not gonna be so efficient at working other businesses. And I mean people. If you don't know how to work your body, teach yourself how to be things, it doesn't radiate out and show other people that you're either passionate about something or you know what you're talking about and things like that. You understand? You have to focus on yourself. This is why you should focus on health. Health is very important. If you rely on the doctors to continue treating things instead of curing things in you, then they continue to be profitable. You're a slave to your insurance. You're a slave to the medical industry. And you're just going to be another pawn in their game. What bugs me is that as well, you get penalized for not having health insurance. What if you never get sick? What if you have the utmost health? What if you never need to go to the doctor? Like, I haven't been to the doctor in years. I think the last time I've literally I stepped foot in a doctor office yesterday because I had to take my wife there because she's pregnant. But for myself, I haven't been physically in a medical doctor with IVs in me or anything like that since my asthma attack when I was 7 years old. I go for checkups in a clinic, obviously, yearly checkups to make sure everything is going efficiently. And every time I go there, they say, "Damn, what are you doing? I never seen blood markers like this before. You're like the most healthiest person I've ever seen." I just eat right, exercise, minimize mental stress, things like that. He asked me what I eat. I just said, that's my little secret. Because obviously if I tell my doctor what I eat, he's not going to sit there and tell everybody else to eat the same thing. Because he's not going to profit from that. He needs those people to come in, get medication, and do all this stuff in order for them to be reliant on him. Because prescription drugs pay doctors a cut. Every time they prescribe a drug, they get a partial payment from it. Every time you go to the doctor, your insurance pays the doctor. The insurance never actually physically see what you're doing, but everybody pays in to medical insurance. So this is how it's able to pay these doctors. Every time you go to the doctor, they focus on your insurance to see if they can to see if they can help you. I'll just say help. To see if they can help you the best way they know how. And without it, they bill you. You go through bankruptcy because you can't afford it. And if you can't afford it, you become mentally stressed. That causes your health to decline. On top of the issues of you not putting the proper foods in your mouth. Alright? It's just a never-ending cycle. You get penalized for not having insurance. At the end of the year, if you do taxes, you don't have insurance, you get penalized. But what if you don't need the insurance? It doesn't matter. They need everybody to fund into this plan because either way, you're going to pay. I like that. Either way, you're going to pay. Yeah, either way, you're going to pay. They either penalize you or you feed into the damn thing every paycheck to fund the system. Little circle. Focus on your health. Focus on what goes inside your body so you never have to be reliant on treatment, medical procedures, freaking radiations, chemos and all this stuff. And then on top of that, these radiations and stuff like that are more harmful to your body in the long run. The doctors know that you can heal yourself 100% through food. They know food is medicine, but it's not lucrative. It's not profitable. This is why they don't tell nobody. This is why you should focus on your health. Because when you focus on your health, you're that one less person that they can actually feed the nonsense saying that, only way you could cure you is to amputate your leg because it's spreading. Why don't they teach you how to basically get rid of what's inside you naturally so you don't have to worry about amputations? They don't want to. Because they know if you stay on this drug, if you go underneath this treatment, and if you continue doing this, and then they see your family members doing this, your family members see you doing this, and that's all they know. They want the cycle to continue because they make money for as long as you stay on something. Alright? This is why you should focus on your health. I know this is a rant. I've been talking for the longest about this, but I really appreciate you investing your most valuable asset with me to learn this information. Your time. Thank you for investing your time with me so I can teach you things that I'm very passionate about. Fitness and psychology. You got to look at the trends. You got to look at the things, man, the signs. We shouldn't be relying on people that really don't care about us. They just care about the number signs that we have on the top of our heads. It's not right. It is not, really. Alright? So, if this helped you out, gladly like, share, comment. If you don't have me as a friend, add me as a friend. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. I want to know what you think. Tell me what you think, because I've lost a lot of family members through medical issues, diseases, and basically health overall. It's not fair. Everybody can get cured, but they don't teach you that. And I feel like that's my mission, to show people that there's a way to sustain your life, the best quality of life, for as long as you're here. I understand we all gonna die someday, but just because you're here now doesn't mean you have to participate in self-destruction while you're here. Live the best quality of life that you can now while you're here, because when you do live off and pass, like, you don't want to get to that age where you're broken down and you have to rely on other people to survive, because when those people don't want to do it no more, they don't feel motivated, then that's your life they're playing with. And I told myself, I'm going to live the best quality of life I know how, because I don't want to be reliant on people to freaking help me survive. I don't want nobody wiping my ass when I'm freaking 80, 90, 100 years old. I'm looking to live longer than that. People want to be, pampered and all that stuff, but it's not pampered because you don't know if that person's stressed out. When that person's stressed out, they take their anger out on you. And then they beat you up because they're stressed out, and you can't do nothing about it because you're relying on them for all the years that you haven't focused on your health. This is why you should focus on your health. I know I've said it a lot. I'm about to end this video. 22 minutes long. Damn. Hopefully I helped you. Thank you for investing in your most valuable asset with me. Hopefully I've taught you something, and I'll see you on the next video. Later. Like, comment, share, subscribe, add me as a friend, get back to me, tell me what you think. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.